to get our feet wet with Rust, let's start out the Rust development series by writing a basic Hello Rustation World app. Rustaceans are what fellow Rust developer refers to each other. So the Hello Rustation app can be found here at the Getting Started site from Rust. I will put all the links in the description. Let's get into it. So I'm on the Mac. If you have not yet installed the Rust dev environment, go ahead and watch my Rust installation video. I'm using a Mac, obviously. So let's get started. Cargo new, hello Rustaceans. Okay, so we can instantiate a new app from the cargo package, which is sort of like npm. Okay, by the way, so if you want to know about cargo command, just go ahead and type cargo, and then you read here, just a little bit down after I run the command. If you read here, it says to see all the command, use the list flag. So just type cargo and then add the list flag. So cargo dash dash list. And you get all the cargo command. Okay. Anyway, by running cargo new hello Rustaceans, it gives me that directory there. I'm going to get into it. Okay, there's my project. I go ahead and open it up with code. I like using VS Code because it's cheap and it's easy to use. So this file here is sort of like your JSON, your package.json file if you're using Node. So like Node, Rust has the concept of crates, which are sort of like npm packages, or in the .NET world, NuGet packages, or sort of like Maven packages in the Java world. And the package we are going to use is called Say, and this was where the documentation for that lives. Okay, if you want to search for other packages, just type it in here and then press return, and then you get the documentation for each of your respective packages. Okay, so in the cargo.toml file, we are going to install the package that we want. We're going to say Ferris says, and then give it the version number. Okay, save the file, and then once again, you can either use the directory in the IDE or from the terminal. I prefer the terminal. So to install that package, we need to do a build. So cargo build, and that will install the package for us. All right, and once we have that, we can go into the source folder where our main method lives. As you can see here, it spun up an entry point for us in the main function, so like the main method in Java, C#, etc. So to import the package, we're going to use the term use. Ferris says, you get auto completion there. And then these the double colon is sort of like the dot syntax in JavaScript, Java, or C#. The reason why Rust uses the double colon is for additional precision, so like in C++. Again, Rust is a system-level language that can be utilized for web development, among other things. Okay, so the semicolon is required. In JavaScript, I do not use the semicolon, but for a classical language like this, semicolon is required. Okay, so let's import another one. buffer writer. Okay, I won't go into every single method, but if your if your only exposure to JavaScript is if your only exposure to programming is JavaScript, no, STD is not a disease. It's actually the standard Rust library. It's common in C and C++. So if you're using VS Code, you want to know what a certain package do or what a certain built-in method does, just hover over the syntax and it'll give you the definition. Additionally, you can also click on that and it'll take you straight to the documentation website, which is actually pretty good. And this is just a buffer writer. Okay, it's common with most languages. Okay, so we have our two packages imported. Now let's declare some variables here. Okay, so std out, I'm gonna use that as sort of like a variable there. Let message. This is the message we're sending out to the terminal. Basically, I'm just calling a bunch of built-in Rust method, and I'm signing it to a variable. Again, you know what you want to know what these built-in method do? Just hover on it and you get the definition. As we go along in this series, we'll dive deep into the code. Now we're going to go ahead and execute this method that we imported from Ferris-A package with all these variables here. I don't want to get into it too deeply right now because this is just a hello world, but so this lock here locks this message to the stream. And one of the features of the Rust language is safety, type safety, and execution safety, or concurrency model safety. That is a big emphasis of the Rust programming language that other languages do not, relatively speaking, have. As you get deeper and deeper into Rust, you're going to understand what I'm talking about. Okay, let me check my code here. Okay, so now let's go ahead and run this and see what we have. Again, you can run this from the IDE terminal or from iTerm. I prefer iTerm. Cargo run. It's building for us, and there's our string printout. Okay, so this is just to get your feet wet, get you used to the syntax. It's not too complicated. I do want to show you the wonderful documentation site that Rust has. Okay, it's very intuitive to use, very easy to use. There's also a GitHub repo called Rustlings, where they introduce you to a whole bunch of courses and more documentation. Is very useful. I will put the links in the description. Okay, amigos. Muchas gracias. Good luck to you. See you next time. Bye-bye.